What's up? What's up? Welcome to Marvin Hunter Speaks, man. Like always, make sure you hit that subscribe button and share with your friends or whatever. But today, we're going to be talking about target audiences. How do you nurture them and how you can lose them? Well, the hot topic today is this restaurant owner named Kevin Kelly in Dallas. He went on a rant in his restaurant. I guess there were 3 tables of women, and they were being very boisterous. And because of some of the music that was being played, they were getting up twerking. They were calmly asked to stop. And then 10 minutes later, one of the females got up onto top of some of the furniture and started twerking. Well, this sparked outrage in the owner. And the owner came and gave them a verbal lashing and basically told them, if you don't like what I'm saying, get the fuck up out of my place. I don't need your money. Bye. We don't want that kind of energy in here. Well, a lot of people are focusing on his tone. You know, that's it's 2020. So everybody's focused on the tone. Everybody want to be talked to respectfully, but people don't want to do respectful things. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a problem with his tone at all. The only people who have a problem are bulls in a china shop, those type of individuals who feel like they can move with immunity however they want and everybody else gets to adjust to them. Well, that's not reality. And the crazy part is everybody's focusing on the man's tone, but it's a trip to be how a violator gets to violate. They get to violate you. You didn't know the violation was coming. You didn't know in what form the violation would arrive. You don't know how long the violation is going to continue. You are at the mercy of the violator. The violator is in control. Now, it's not enough for the violator to be in control of the violation. The violator also wants to control your response. So you get to come in here and disrespect my establishment, and you were told once nicely, and then you do it again. And then when I flip out, which I'm well within my right, this is my place, I'm wrong. No. The misconception is they feel like that man was talking to 3 tables of females who were in violation. I don't feel like he was. I feel like he didn't give a damn about those females. They tore their ass with him. He was completely indifferent to them, their presence, their money, their support. He told them, you can get the fuck about my place. He was talking to the other patrons who also had a problem with that. And he was reassuring them that that won't be tolerated here. I don't see a problem with it. We see it all the time. I know of a black business right now that's struggling and has been struggling for years. It is struggling because this black business did not protect its original target audience. The target audience originally was some reasonable, even kill grown folks type of stuff. And business was good. And then slowly that rah-rah element was allowed to start infiltrating. It was slow at first, but you could watch it happen and you was like, oh, this ain't good. As more and more rah-rah started patronizing the business, the owner started actually a little bit catering to the rah-rah, which is a complete no-no if that's not your target audience, right? So because you're catering to the rah-rah, a lot of more rah-rah is coming in there, and your target audience, that even kill grown crowd, starts to leave. They start to abandon ship, as well they should. They did not sign up for this. And so the more of your target audience that's abandoned ship, the more you have to cater to the rah-rah because bills got to be paid. And so now you're in a situation where your whole audience is rah-rah and you hate it, but you can't do nothing about it because they pay the bills. But you're salty. You're salty because your original crowd, you feel like, has abandoned you. And they have. They don't want to be around that. They was coming down there because you didn't have that in there. Now that dominates your business and nobody is going to come back. They're not. You did not protect your target audience. And now you're stuck with what you got. I feel like this restaurant owner in Dallas, that's what he was doing, protecting his target audience, protecting the energy in his establishment. We must establish and maintain boundaries. I'll give you an example. One time I was in charge of, well, I wasn't in charge. I was helping out with a MLK Day celebration luncheon. There was going to be guest speakers, raffles. There was a couple singers. We were in a big dining hall. And while we were there, this one table, this young brother and his girlfriend got into a heated argument during the ceremony when one of the guest speakers was up. And it became louder and louder. Don't know what they was fighting about, didn't care. But as one of the organizers, I stepped to the table and asked them, please, could you please take that outside, brother and sister? Could you take that outside? So they did, and they was loud as they was getting up. The sister snatching stuff, throwing stuff down. Made a bit of a scene, but they did leave. But they did not leave the premises. They were right out in the foyer, and all of their friends followed them out. So now you got about 8 to 10 people out in the foyer right outside the door arguing and yelling at each other. So now I have to address it again. I was nice the first time. This time, not so much. I went out there and I told them how utterly embarrassing this was for them to be carrying on like that. And I can remember the sister like, I'm about to set it off. No. You're going to set it off outside. You take that outside. You don't do that in here. But and then somebody else tried to explain. But HT1, I don't want to hear nothing. I was in the military at the time. HT, I don't want to hear shit. I don't care. I don't care what he did. I don't care what they arguing about. You don't do this here. There's a time and place for everything. Now, I really did not care about what they was dealing with or this, that, and the other, but the message had to be sent to our guests. That won't be tolerated. Someone has to handle it. Let's move this. Let's correct this. And I think a lot of times people overestimate their level of importance. You know, and it ain't about them. It's about the energy, controlling the energy, you know. They wouldn't twerk in Ruth Chris if they played a song that they liked. And it ain't about the music. So I see somebody saying, well, they should have been playing music. Look, man, you wouldn't do that in Ruth Chris. You wouldn't do that in an upper scale place. So why would you do that here? And why does every song require twerking? That's a whole nother conversation. But the point is, it's the energy. You get to control the energy all the time. You cannot let dysfunctional people engaging in dysfunctional behavior control the energy. Set a standard and stick to it. Those who don't want to go along with the standard can kick rocks. If that man don't want no twerking in his establishment, that man don't want no twerking in his establishment. Go somewhere else. As for the tone he used, that's debatable, depending on who you talk to. Me personally, I had no problem with it. You know, if you wanted to be spoke to respectfully, then you would have acted respectable. To go back and stand on his furniture and twerk after he told you to not do it, and then have 3 tables of people cheering you on and think it's funny, you're not being respectable. So he gets to come back there and say whatever he wants to say. But you have a choice too. You have a choice to not patronize his establishment anymore. But again, this has been your boy, Marvin Hunter, and this is Marvin Hunter Speaks. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you leave a comment. Y'all be safe. Peace.